Hey, Secret fans. So, a few things, two in particular, have been happening to me a lot. And I'm gonna talk about it. Okay. The first one. So, I'm part of this class that I didn't realize was a class tailored towards teachers. When reading the course on that we were gonna dive in to the nuance of how it is to be someone who's bilingual and how that affects their education and how they show up in society, and also possibly learn how to communicate more effectively with these people and how to, as a citizen, make it better as a whole for everybody. And then I also saw it as an opportunity for me to gain the knowledge that I need as someone being a part of the industry that I will be part of one day, as having already learned and cultivated my skills and being able to book a deal or work with an artist or even teach a kid like whatever it is, and feel that I can, that I'm capable of doing so because I've already cultivated my skills on being able to interact and communicate with someone whose first language isn't English. And that makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Like, I think it's insightful and a holistic way of thinking. But then I go to my class. It's only me and one other person who is not a teacher who's in this class. And I'm really over here like, are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? You're blowing my mind. Why would you not take this opportunity? What are you gonna do? Wait until it happens and then you're gonna be embarrassed? Because you can't help that person? Because you don't know how to communicate with them? You don't know how to interact with them? Because when you were given the opportunity to, you said, oh, it doesn't involve me? Then you'll lose the deal. Then you'll lose your actual opportunity to teach. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just confused by it because I'm just like, especially when he said, whose job is it to teach the students whose second language is English? And then I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean, whose job it is? You're the teacher. What? You're the teacher. It's in your job title. Your job title is teacher. What do you mean whose job it is? And then they're like, then he said that some teachers are like, oh, it's too difficult, and oh, I have no time to myself, and it's always about these kids, or it's always about blah blah. And then I'm like, my boy, that's what you signed up for. My boy, that's what you signed up for. You went through the whole process. of becoming a teacher. you went through the whole process of becoming a teacher, and then you're like, I have no time to myself. And then you're also like, it's not my job to teach this child. Then whose job is it? I'm confused because it's literally it's in the description. You literally can't spell your name without teach. So I'm just like, what? But then that leads me into the second thing that's been happening to me a lot. Second thing that's been happening to me a lot is because I don't say things very polished, very passive aggressive, very, like soft in a way that would not hurt people's feelings and cater to their sensibilities in a way, not like that I'm giving in, but in a way that like it doesn't seem like I'm coming off brass or forceful. And my sister said because I say things that are kind of like really strong-willed and almost aggressive, and then I also kind of say things in a way that makes people feel like I'm belittling them because of how I'm saying it. And that's been happening to me a lot. A lot of my professors and a lot of people are telling me that they have an issue with me engaging in class, which is weird to me because you said that you wanted your class to be a format to where you say something, I say something, and we're supposed to engage, and that's what I do. But it's an issue when I do it. And I do have a tendency, I have a tendency to be a little rambly. And I say that to people. I do. I say that to people. I be like, I'm rambly. Because I'm rambling. And then, but now also apparently people have an issue with me saying it the way I'm saying it. Because it's not polished. Because it's not, I'm not seeing it in a way that's not hurting, that's not making them feel attacked. That's not making them feel like they have a safe space to say what they want, because the way I'm saying it is strong-willed and aggressive, and I'm not catering to their feelings or their ego, and I'm not saying it in a way that also is like in a layman's term that makes them not feel inferior. And obviously, I am obviously not a confrontational person. And I'm obviously not a terrible, evil person. Obviously. But it's just like, people in the world really don't like when you say what you want to say the way you want to say it. You have to do all these loops and turns and sound a certain way to get their approval. And I think that's just, I'm just like, that's crazy. Because it's just like, y'all are concerned about that, but you're not concerned about other things. It's just, people are more concerned about how I'm saying things. It's just crazy to me. The people literally, and I'm literally very like, I'm literally like, this is a golden opportunity. It's a golden opportunity. You literally have a golden opportunity in front of you. You literally have a golden opportunity in front of you. Do not wait until you have to encounter one of these people. Like, you can literally learn. You can literally cultivate your skills. You can literally give yourself a leg up. And no one's taking it. It's like, okay, great. You are a freaking beast on guitar. You know every single fact about guitars, and you can play it in your sleep. Cool, great. But it's not gonna help you if the person who you want to collaborate with the most one day comes and tells you, I want to collaborate with you, but you don't understand because they're speaking a different language and you don't know how to talk to them. You don't know how to interact with them. Like, the guitar skills is not going to help you if you can't get past the first step. Okay, like, you want to help people. You want to teach people. But that child or whoever might not know how to speak English. How you going to teach? Make it make sense. Or this lady is bleeding out. She's having internal bleeding. She's having internal bleeding. It's bad. You know she's going to die any second. But she only speaks Spanish. Like, make it make sense. It's right here in front of you. And no one besides me and one other person is taking the opportunity to do so. Literally everybody else are teacher majors. I'm shook. I think it's crazy. I'm also shook because I've been getting a lot of backlash. And I mean a lot of backlash for how I'm saying things. And for having an opinion. Isn't that crazy? Also, the other thing I want to talk about holding space. Me as a friend, and me as a lover. I don't think people understand. I'm not not the type of friend who's gonna be on your phone constantly. Let's go drink and sending 16,000 million memes, especially when I know that you have a busy schedule. I have a busy schedule. Or when you tell me, oh, I got a lot going on right now, things are happening, and then I'm like, oh, so then I talk to you about it, and then you're like, yeah, and then I'm like, and then our conversation ends, and you don't tell me, no, you don't tell me, could you be in contact with me more? You don't tell me, I need you to help for me more, and I'm like, okay, then I will do it. How am I supposed to read your mind? I'm gonna be like, oh, they're going through a lot right now. Let me give them their space. Let me hold space for them. And then I'm like, oh. And then, I'll be like, hey, there's something going on. And I want to do the other. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it came magically out of the blue and decided that I wanted to do something with you. You've always been my friend. I've always held space for you. Just because I wasn't texting you 24/8 or doing the craziness does mean that you never were not my friend and that I was never not there for you. Because if you said, because of my one friend, she said, oh, I cheer for the men's basketball team, and to show your support, I want you to come to my games. Okay? And then I'm like, yes, I can do that. And that's what I did. Every time she had a game, I was there. I wasn't there because of freaking basketball. I don't care about basketball. I don't really like sports. I really only like soccer. Baseball's okay. So I'm not there. I'm not there for the success. I'm not there for the sport. I'm honestly there for her. I would really rather be laying in bed. But I said okay, and I made the obligation that I was going to go and support her, and that's what she said she wanted. So that's what I did. And it felt like I was not nurturing my relationships, and maybe that's why things are falling apart. But then I also said to myself, why do I have to be the only one to do so? That person on the other end too could contact and communicate with me more, could make more plans. Like, I'm not the only one in this friendship. I'm not the only one in this relationship. Just because I hold space for you, actually hold space for you, doesn't mean that I'm a bad person or a bad partner, or I'm disinterested. I'm not. It's very apparent to me that my actions match my words. And I don't think a lot of people understand the true meaning of holding space for somebody. And I've also been dealing with that too lately a lot. And I'm just like, I need to make a video for Secret fans being like, hey, this is what's going on with me, and I believe that it can be a lesson and a stepping stone for you guys, or for you guys to be like, oh my gosh, that's happening to me too. Somebody I can actually relate with. Do you know what I mean? I'm only hoping that you can get something out of it. I'm not telling you that you're going to, but I'm only hoping that you can get something out of it. I just think it's just wild, to be honest. I still can't get over it. Talking about something, who's gonna teach him? What do you mean? You're the teacher. Your little job is to teach. Who else would? Okay. I'll talk to you later, Secret fans.